With that, Ken, your opening comments, and then we'll take questions.
I'm just really happy for our team, our seniors, all these guys here. Been coaching a long time, but this is a special group, and I've been saying it for a long time. I saw it back in January, and everything that's happened this year is not surprising to me because they paid the work. They did the work, they paid the price, they did everything that was asked of them, and I couldn't be more happy of a group for a group of young men. Just really happy for them. Tough, hard-fought win against a really good team, but it's like I told our guys, we got a good team too.
Before we take questions, if the players will identify yourself just for the out-of-town media who may not be familiar with you, even though you have numbers on, if you'll identify yourself.
Malcolm Perry, quarterback.
Diego Fago, Mike linebacker.
Chance Warren, receiver.
Bijan Nichols, kicker.
CJ Williams, slot back.
Thank you, man. First question, we have a mic to pass. Here in the front row.
Well, let's just cut to the chase of the final drive. I mean, there's 5:12 left in the game. They've tied the score, and you all were able to get the ball into field goal position. Maybe also address the call on fourth down for the reverse, and then Bijan showing some clutch on the kick.
Well, it's great execution by our guys, so we gave them 2 plays. But I was hoping we would have got the first down. I was like, okay, if we don't get the first down, we're gonna throw a halfback pass. But I was hoping we got the first down, so we wouldn't get to that. And when we didn't get it, I was like, oh crap. But Malcolm took some time off, so he showed great composure and just doing it in the clock back, because obviously we didn't want to give them the ball back there because they could drive down and get in field goal range. So he calmly milked some time off. CJ threw a great ball, and Chance came up with a big catch, you know what I mean? And so our defense played phenomenal the whole time. I thought they played great. And to come with that last drive, is a testament to these guys here to the right. And, well, I knew he's going to make that, so it wasn't. I mean, he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. He's made a ton of kicks throughout the year. Shows you the toughness of him. Missed one earlier, came back and kicked one for the winner. So we have a great kicker, and he's going to be here for a long time, fortunately.
Again, why did you think that halfback option pass was going to work? What made you decide to call that a team that's been relying on the run so much?
We talk about things. Coach O'Rourke, one of our line coaches, he's a really good coach. He had suggested it on third down, but I didn't want to run it on third down because I wanted to get the first down and I want to get more plays. And I don't know if it was a smart thing to do. Sometimes you just go with your gut. When you have all this analytic stuff and you look at all these sheets, but sometimes you just got to go with your gut and kind of roll with it. And if we didn't get it, Chet wouldn't be too happy with me right now. But fortunately, our guys executed well, and like I said, I mean, sometimes you take gambles, man, and I can't explain it. There wasn't anything like a report or something said this is the time to do it. We just did it.
To the kicker, Bijan, and to the young man that threw the pass. Bijan, first of all, what's going through your mind when they're calling timeout, trying to ice you? And secondly, to CJ that threw the pass, are you proficient at passing? Is it something you work on? I mean, tell me about your quarterbacking skills there, for lack of a better word.
We work it in practice. It's not something I really work on my own.
Did you throw in high school or anything like that?
No, I didn't.
Really nice pass.
No, thank you. But no, it's not something we work on. I mean, we work on the play in practice, so I just trying to carry that over to the game, and it ended up working out.
And Bijan, to come back from missing the field goal and they're trying to ice you, what's going through your mind at that point?
Well, obviously you never want to miss, but when you do, you need to make sure you bounce back. So I was glad to have another opportunity to do that. And going out there, they called 3 timeouts, I think, and that doesn't change my job, and that's what I have to make sure I say to myself in my mind. It's the same thing no matter what. So control what I can control, and it ended up well.
Malcolm, first of all, just your reaction to having the rushing record single season for a quarterback, and then 2, could you just go back to when Coach made the decision two decisions. First, to switch you to slot back, and then your reaction then, and then when he switched you back to quarterback.
So my reaction to the rushing record is I still really can't believe it. But at the same time, I know the guys up front, the O-line, the A-backs, and the wide receivers as well blocked their butts off all season. So it's just a testament to how well they were all season, how hard they worked in the off season, and how it translated to the game. And as far as switching back to quarterback, back and forth, in the beginning it wasn't something I was a fan of, but I wasn't gonna voice that. I was gonna do what I had to do. And later on, as I got older, I kind of accepted the role as quarterback. I bought into it and owned it, and I think it worked out pretty well. I'm happy I had that switch flipped after last year's Army game, and really happy with the season we've had. So.
Did you, when you switched to slot back, did you always have it in your mind that you would get back and be full-time quarterback?
I didn't really think about it too much. Wherever I was is what I was doing. So the thought of being switched back again, it may have affected me, but it wasn't something that I was consciously thinking of. So.
This is both for Coach and for Malcolm. The Kansas State staff had a track record against the option that you prepared for, but they mixed in a few new looks, particularly with the odd front. How were you able to, and you're able to run for over 300 yards, how were you able to adjust to the new look on the fly?
Well, like I said, a big part of it is the guy on the end of the table there. But we were ready for the 8-man front stuff because they had shown that on tape, but we weren't ready for their odd front, kind of their bear look where they had stacked. It's similar to what Houston had done to us, but we've seen everything over the years, So it just took us some time to see what they were doing and seeing how we were going to attack it. And so we just had to try to figure out what were the plays we wanted to run against it, because they possess the ball too, so it's hard. You can't pick from a whole menu of stuff. You got to try to dwindle it down, and gave Malcolm a few options and allow him to make his own choices. But they're a good team. They're a good staff. They have a good option plan.
Coach, you guys already had the double-digit wins this season. You already won the Army-Navy game. What kind of in the big picture for the program or for the team this year did this bowl win mean to you guys?
I think these guys these kids can answer. It meant everything to us. These guys from January have been busting their butt. They've been working hard. There are a lot of things that we do in our program, and I'm not going to say what they are, that I don't know if most people do. I think some detailed things that I think, we try to talk about. It separates us. And I know sometimes they're like, why are we doing that? That has nothing to do with winning the football game. But these guys totally bought in. They totally bought in. They touched the line on everything we've asked them to do. And I could see that from January. They didn't ask any questions. If we told them to do this, they did it 1,000%. And this, I knew we had a shot. Been doing this a long time, and I knew this team had a shot just because of there is a hunger that we wanted to get our program back, and it started with the players. They were going to get the trophy back, and they're going to get our program back, and it all started with them.
Question for either Coach or Malcolm. You guys have been 0-2 at this stadium, losing to Memphis here twice, two of the last 3 years. Was that on you guys' mind at all coming here, that you guys wanted to not just win this bowl game, but kind of leave the stadium differently than the last 2 times you guys have been here?
No, because I remember the time we beat them when they were ranked. I remember that game when they had Paxton Lynch. So I got long memory in a lot of things, so I remember that too.
Malcolm, for you, I guess you weren't on that 15 team, but for you, was that on your mind at all, or the team's mind coming in?
Not at all. The past is the past, and our motto is 1-0, so that's what we carried going into this game. Just trying to finish out the season the right way and not letting the past affect what we got going on. So.
Let's go to Don, then we'll do 2 gentlemen in the front.
Coach, I know you've said before that you erred when you moved Malcolm, but the way he reacted when you moved him, did that make it easier to decide to move him back to quarterback full time?
Well, that had nothing to do with moving him back. He's always been a team player. The majority of our guys on our team are team players, but that had nothing to do with back. Just going back at this time last year, just recollecting about our team and looking at our personnel, we needed to put him at quarterback, and it was a no-brainer. And so we just in off season what we were going to do to put him back, and what were the plays and schemes that we're going to do to kind of accentuate his skills along with the other guys in our team. But it was the first thing on my mind after some things I had to do with our coaching staff. But we had to move him back. That was the first person I moved, that we're going to move Malcolm back to quarterback and tailor things around him.
For Chance, just what was your reaction when you saw that halfback option pass was being called, and just what was going through your mind when you see how open you are breaking through there on that play?
Absolutely. I think the first thing when you get a play called for you is to remain calm. Just kind of focus in and hone in the things that you've been working on in practice, the technique you've been using and stuff. So when it was called, I was excited, but I tried to remain calm, not get anything away. We lined up. The corner was really aggressive, ran right past me, so I knew I was going to be wide open. Just, try to make a play on the ball, come down with it, and set the team up for success. That's my biggest thing to do.
Well, Chance, and you're also involved with the reverse that went for a touchdown. I mean, when the coaching staff asks you to be on the back end of trick plays, you got to perform, don't you?
Absolutely, every time, or somebody else will.
Well, and Diego, if you could just address the defensive effort. Their quarterback was in here and said you all did a lot of things that threw them out of rhythm and some things they didn't expect. Can you just talk about the defensive effort? Because obviously you're holding a very good team to 20 points.
Yeah, I think we played very well on defense. Coach Newberry and all the defensive coaches prepared us very well for this upcoming game. We could kind of tell that we were confusing him a little bit with the dime packages and the way that we were disguising some of our blitzes and even our coverages. So no surprise there that he was kind of just saying that he was confused. But again, I think we played very well and helped our team win. So.
Diego, knowing what Kansas State brings to the table and the kind of game we expected it to be, what does it mean to you and for the defense to be able to hold them to only 46 rushing yards?
Again, means a lot. We knew what they were coming in with, almost averaging 200 yards a game on the ground, and being able to hold them under 50 is huge for our defense and our morale. And again, coaches, they did a great job. They really did, preparing us and making the right calls, and just overall just getting us ready for this game.
Coach, now that Malcolm has set the single season record for most rushing yards by a quarterback, and this being his last game, what can you say just about what he's meant to this program and also just his dynamic ability when he's on the field?
I mean, he'll go down in history one of the best quarterbacks that ever played at the Naval Academy. And obviously, no other quarterback has rushed for more yards than he has. I mean, that in and of itself, I mean, been playing football for a long time. And for him to be at the top, he's an incredible football player. But more than any of that, I think all of these guys will say he's such a humble kid. And when you have guys like that he's such an elite athlete and elite player, but he doesn't call for any special attention on himself, that he's always deflecting praise and honor, and he's such a team guy, that makes your team like this. And that's when I knew we were special, because our guy that we're counting on to do some things, he's always deflecting things to the defense, to the A-backs, to the O-line. He recognizes that he doesn't do it by himself, but he's a super talented player, but he's even a better person. Such a great young man, like all of these guys up here.
CJ, could you just kind of respond to that same question from the player's perspective, what it's been like with Malcolm and how he is in the huddle, locker room, et cetera?
Yeah, he's a great player. He's someone I definitely look up to try to mold myself into like the leadership roles that he has and the leadership style that he has. I think they just brought something completely different that made our team a lot closer. And so like for Malcolm, I just feel like he, like Coach said, a player that we were really counting on to be able to be selfless and to deflect, like Coach said. Just it made our team really close. That I think that's what led to our success this year.
Any other questions? Here in the front.
Well, just last, Coach, if you could talk about what it means to beat a Power 5 opponent in a big, prestigious bowl like this. I mean, this has to rank as one of the bigger victories in Navy program history, wouldn't you say?
No doubt. I mean, that's a huge win. I mean, this bowl has been awesome. The Liberty Bowl has been a great bowl for our program. Our guys have enjoyed themselves. You know, Steve, Harold, all of their staff have been great. But to beat a team like Kansas State that beat Oklahoma, I mean, that's a good football team. And I knew early on offense, it was going to be a grind. You know, just how they played, how they did things, that they were well coached. And Coach Kleiman is a really, really good football coach. And it was a grind. It was tough. But I loved the way our defense played. It kept us in the game, gave us a chance to win. I mean, to hold those guys to that kind of rushing yards, I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, to hold them under 100 yards. You know, we gave up the punt return, so really we only gave up 17 to them, or 13, excuse me. They played really, really well. I can't remember the final score. I was so happy, but I don't even know what it was. Is that what it was? Okay. I just know we had 3 more than them.
Anybody else? Very good. Oh, Don, one more with Don.
Just from that, what do you remember most about today, and just how would you sum up
I really don't know yet. It's a lot to take in. I don't know. I'm still trying to take everything in. Definitely the 11-2 is the greatest thing that the team has accomplished this year. It's something that not a lot of other teams have done here at the Naval Academy, and even, you know, in football period. So just super proud of the guys up here, the guys in the locker room right now. And I'll just remember the team as a whole and how hard we worked. So.
All right, thank you, men. Congratulations. We're proud that the U.S. Naval Academy is the champion of the 2019 AutoZone Liberty. We're very proud of that. We thank you for the week that you provided us, and hope you enjoyed our city. We have some trophies to present. So if you'll step down off the platform, we have offensive and defensive player MVP and a special trophy for you, Ken. To help us make the presentations are our friends from the Tennessee Air Guard. The first award we want to present is the game's most valuable player award, sponsored by our friends at FedEx. And to make that presentation is the Chief Marketing Officer for FedEx, Bree Carreri. Bree, I know you're going to need a little assist. And this award is going to Malcolm Perry, quarterback at Navy. How about you folks in the back video, guys? Do you need your shot? Anybody need that? Everybody good? Don't go very far, Malcolm. One quick note. Taking home that award, I'm a little shaky on all of the history, but I can recall the last quarterback, at least the one I remember, that took that home. Guy you may have heard of, Dak Prescott, has one just like that. So congratulations. Malcolm is also the offensive player of the game for Navy, and that award is sponsored by Pennzoil. And to make that presentation is Bill Giles, president of this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl, also senior VP, executive VP, CFO of AutoZone. So congratulations. Congratulations. And the Defensive Player of the Game award is sponsored by Memphis Travel, the Memphis Convention and Visitors Bureau, and that is being awarded to Diego Fago. And Bill Giles will make this presentation as well. Congratulations. Where did Ken go? Ken, I was looking at the kids. This one's for you. This is special. We have one left. This award is presented by the Lumbermen's Club of Memphis. It's a 40-plus year tradition that is hand-carved my gentleman from here in Memphis that you'll get to meet. Ronnie Jorgensen, come on up. And to make the presentation, along with Mr. Jorgensen, is the president of the Lumbermen's Club, Dana Spessert. Dana? And as you guys are posing for pictures, this is Mr. Jorgensen, Ken. He makes those in his garage. Made the first one, handcrafted, 40 plus years ago. I think a guy named Bryant has one or two of those. Ken, congratulations. Enjoy that. Midshipman, congratulations. Enjoy the win. Thank you.